Good morning, folks, and Aviva have done it again. They've managed to make their annual results as incomprehensible as ever. I mean, I'm a qualified accountant, and it's really a struggle for me to go through these accounts and pick out the information that I want to pick out. Today at 7 o'clock, they released their annual results for 2022. So let's just have a look at what they're doing in terms of capital returns, because this is a big shout out for them in terms of what they really want investors to hear. So the first thing is the dividend declaration. Aviva are paying a 20.7 pence dividend that goes ex-dividend on the 31st of March. So that's quite a big percentage of the market cap. That's a 4.6% yield just on this dividend payment alone. So quite a chunky one in the grand scheme of things for a FTSE 100 company. So they obviously have got some cash behind them somewhere. Second of all, we have a big announcement here, Aviva to commence buyback of ordinary shares. Now, of course, any company doing a buyback is favoured by the market. Aviva have said that it's going to be a £300 million buyback, which is equivalent to about 2.3% off the market cap. So all in all, in terms of capital return, Aviva is returning 6.9% to shareholders over the next couple of months, depending on how long the share buyback takes. So that's pretty good in the grand scheme of things, 6.9%. But if we go to the annual report, so I had a bit of trouble with the annual report. You can click on it here on the usual link I use is on lse.co.uk, and you go through and they've got all the news and it's quite simple to see everything. But here, Aviva write a bunch of stuff about risk, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here, but actually what you want to do is you want to find the annual report. Where is it? There's a link here which I'll put in the description below, so you can just click on it and get to it rather than have to go through this weird way. Aviva.com/investors/reports, and it gives you the annual report here. Now, the annual report is really, really long, and actually, when you start to read into it, it just doesn't really give shareholders, investors what we want to see. I mean, I don't know what you want to see in the annual report, but the first numbers I look for are net profit and the cash flow. And first of all, what Aviva give is a whole bunch of sort of, in fact, let me show you. This is their sort of headline that they show. So results announcement, here we go. Solvency 2 OFG, asterisk, and then Solvency 2 cover ratio, general insurance, car, and then baseline controllable costs. I mean, I don't care. I just don't care about that sort of stuff. It might be good, it might be great. Let me know if you care about that sort of stuff, because being an accountant, that sort of stuff, even to me, doesn't really affect my decision making when it comes to choosing a stock. So what I want to know is what is the net profit, what is the cash flow, and what does it look like for the business? And of course, all CEOs, Amanda Blank included, are going to say that the business is doing well. But here we have operating profit, which is all well and good, but I just don't feel that gives me a measure of how the business is doing. So all of this stuff, the headline numbers, don't mean anything. So why are they confusing shareholders like this? I just don't understand. And then, you can read on and you can see what is said. And she says cash remittances are up strongly. I mean, nobody really knows what that means unless you're actually analysing Aviva over and over again, which I am doing, and I still don't understand what those numbers are. So it's just waffle. I don't understand why they're making it so difficult for investors to read into the results. But anyway, so I'm going to break this down for you, and we're going to look at just the important numbers, because that's what I do, that's what I like doing. So first of all, actually, let's jump into here and let's look at the consolidated income statement, which is the profit and loss, which is what I want to look at. And actually, sneakily, what they do in their headline results is they say, we actually made an IFRS loss. We're going to put it far down so you don't actually see it until much later on. So here you can see that the loss for the year is just over £1 billion, right? And the market cap is about 12.5 billion at the moment, so it's quite a sizable chunk. It's like a 10% loss essentially, right? And you can see that actually it's down to three numbers here, here, and here, and that's change in investment values, basically. And in the Aviva report, it says that the loss was majorly caused by market movements. I mean, how vague? It's not possible to get more vague than that. Market movements caused a loss. So, again, guys, for the Aviva report, I really don't know how this business is doing. It is an absolute mystery, and businesses like this start to frustrate me a little bit because I believe it's doing well. It seems to be doing well. All the words are correct, but the numbers are indecipherable. If you can understand, if you can let me know what I should be looking for in this report, let me know. Next, cash flow. And this is the last thing we're going to look at before we then have a look at the share price, because the market's just opened and I want to see how Aviva how investors have responded to the results. But cash flow looks extremely positive. Look at this. So the cash at the start of the year, or the end of last year, was 11.8 billion. And now the cash is 21.5 billion. But again, that could just be market movements. It could be timing. I used to work in the cash department. I used to manage the cash department of a FTSE 100 company, actually. And these movements can happen all the time. I mean, you've got days, like a day difference in terms of timing and payments can change your cash flow number by billions. So we can't read into this too much. But you can have a look at cash flow from operating activities at 16 billion as opposed to negative 2.5. So it looks positive, but it just looks like they said, market movements. But I wish they'd give us some more info on actually how is the business doing, like just tell me in down to earth. None of this interest rate risk ratios, all this sort of stuff. Just tell me in plain English what is going on. Let's have a look at the share price. I did this just as the market opened, and as expected, investors, shareholders liked the fact that there are share buybacks going on, and there's a capital return of 6.9%. So the share price is up 3.3% today. And you can see that actually it's jumped to its highest point this year, and could be one of its highest points that it's reached in the last year. So that's altogether good news. It's going to have to see how it goes going forward. Aviva have obviously, they're this company who, when you invest in them, they don't, the share price doesn't actually do very much. It bumbles around, it goes up a bit, it goes down a bit. It doesn't do very much at all. And actually, that's very nice for a shareholder, for your stock to not do very much, but give you a capital return. And you can see there was obviously a big drop here. And if you didn't catch my last video, this massive drop here was actually not a drop in share price, but a capital return. So everyone got about a 24.9% dividend, something around about that, about 25% dividend, which was lovely. So don't miss out on this next dividend that's coming up. So it's on the 31st of March. It goes ex-dividend, 20.7 pence. It'll be paid at the end of May. So that's just over. In fact, sorry, maybe just the start of May. It's about a month and a half time. But hopefully you guys can help me shed some light on why the Aviva results are so confusing. And I hope Aviva management team are listening to this, because it seems like they're locked in the past, The results that they're releasing, they're trying to sort of modernise the company and things. And the annual report looks really good. I mean, look at that. It looks very colourful. It's very well done. But actually, the headline figures are just not what people are interested in. So change that up and just give us some figures that we actually are interested in, and that allow us to make a decision on investment in the company. So I hope you hear that, Aviva. But for all you guys on YouTube that are watching, thanks for tuning into this episode, and I'll see you guys soon. As usual, you can see two of my videos here. Do like and subscribe. Hit the button below, and I'm going to go and get my porridge now. See ya.